Hey guys, YouTubeWar100 here, and now continuing Star Wars month with my changes to the original trilogy series. Alright, now I'm gonna do a video talking about the changes made to The Empire Strikes Back. Now, yeah, once again I got a theatrical version right here. Then I have the 1997 special edition release, and 2004 DVD release. Alright, so yeah, before I get to that, I just want to talk about The Empire Strikes Back for a minute. Yeah, so people have said that this might be the greatest sequel to a movie ever made, and yeah, I'd say this one is probably my favorite in the original trilogy. I'm not sure if I want to say it's my favorite overall, because I do like the prequels, both too, but yeah, I'd say this is probably my favorite movie in the original trilogy. Yeah, I mean, it might be my favorite in the entire series, I don't know. But yeah, out of the original three, this one's definitely my favorite, alright? So, yeah. This was the one that I watched the most when I was younger, yeah. When I was younger, it seemed like this one was actually the most altered one. Altered one when I was younger, that's how it seemed to me. But now I realize that this is actually the least altered film in the original trilogy. But yeah, they still have made some changes to this, and quite a number of changes to this. Alright, so let me just get started talking about the changes. Now, of course, they've added the Wampa monster to when Luke gets kidnapped by it on Hoth or whatever. Yeah, first in the original release, each of the movie, the only time you really see the monster is like right when it appears and it roars at Luke and knocks him out. But yeah, you just see his face in that one part. Yeah, and then throughout the the rest of the sequence, when you don't ever see the monster at all, you just kind of hear it like roaring and growling and stuff. Yeah, and then they added in the shots with the Wampa monster in 1997, where when it made all the cuts away from Luke, you could actually see the monster like eating and then walking towards Luke, and then when Luke slices the Wampa's arm off, you actually see the monster writhing in pain. So yeah, it's one change that's made to it. And also they did like some improvements to the battles with the AT-ATs. Like, there's this one part in the original release of the movie where they're like, you see like a point of view shot from Luke, and they're flying past one. You can actually see like through the cockpit that like you see the AT-AT right through the the cockpit and stuff. Yeah, and yeah, it's just really visible in the original release. And then in 1997, they kind of did clean it up a little bit. I mean, you can still like see it, but it's not as noticeable. So, well, yeah, that's the same thing with this one. Yeah, you can kind of like you still see it, but it's not as noticeable. Yeah. And also, there was like a little change of dialogue for Luke when him and R2 arrive on Dagobah, and then that one thing in the fluid tried to eat R2, then spin him back up. Uh, in the original release, Luke told R2 that he's lucky he doesn't taste very good. And then it was later changed to where Luke tells R2 that he was lucky to get out of there. Yeah. And there was also probably one of the more famous changes to the movie, Boba Fett's voice change. Yeah. So yeah, in the original release and in the 1997 release. Oh, sorry. Yeah, in the 1997 release, Boba Fett's voice was done by Jason Wingreen. And then in the 2004 DVD release, they changed it to Tamora Morrison, who played Jango Fett in Episode 2. And George Lucas's reasoning behind that change was because he wanted to keep continuity. As in Episode 2, it was established that Boba Fett was a clone of Jango Fett. Okay, if he wanted to do that, I can understand. But if he wanted to keep continuity, the Stormtroopers were also clones of Jango Fett. So if he wanted to keep continuity, then he should have had Temuera Morrison re-record the voices for all the Stormtroopers if you really want to keep continuity. Because, yeah, as I said, they were also clones of Jango Fett, not just Boba Fett. So yeah. I mean, yeah, if he wanted to keep if that was the reason he wanted to change it to keep continuity, I can understand. But he should have had, if he wanted to keep total continuity, then he should have had Temuera Morrison re-record the voices for all the Stormtroopers, because they were also clones of Jango Fett, as I said. But in all honesty, both Jason Wingreen and Temuera Morrison, I really don't think either of them really did like a very great job at voicing Boba Fett. Jason Wingreen, his voice for Boba Fett, it sounded like too much like a pirate. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people complain about Jason Wingreen's voice for Boba Fett, saying he sounded too much like a pirate. And also, it just kind of seemed like he was talking a little bit too slow. Just like, as you wish, and he's no good to me dead. Yeah. And with Temuera Morrison, it just seems like he's trying to get through it as quick as he can. It's like he's talking real quick, it's like, as you wish, and he's no good to me dead. So yeah, I really don't think either one really does a really great job with Boba Fett's voice. And another change made to it is they changed the Emperor hologram and Darth Vader makes contact with the Emperor. Yeah, in the original release, they had a woman and a lot of makeup for Boba Fett. I mean, Boba Fett, sorry, the Emperor. Yeah, and then they had forgot what his name was. Yeah, they had another actor do the voice for the Emperor. Yeah. And then later on, they changed it to Ian McDiarmid, who played the Emperor in Return of the Jedi and the prequels. So, yeah, I actually do like it better with Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor, not how it was originally, because in the original, he just really did not look really good. And yeah, I just really prefer Ian McDiarmid as the Emperor. And also, another thing that they made over the years is they've also they kind of altered the Emperor's dialogue a little bit. In the original release, they kind of when the Emperor is telling Darth Vader about Luke and who is like the chosen one or whatever, he just says Luke Skywalker, and then it was later changed to young Skywalker, and then it was changed again to the offspring of Anakin Skywalker and the same rebel who destroyed the Death Star. So yeah, they've had they changed the dialogue for that scene a little bit too. And they also did some changes to the entrance to Cloud City, kind of similar to what they did with the Most Likely Spaceport in New Hope. Yeah. And also, you may notice in Cloud City, as Lando's walking them around, it was added in the 1997 release. There were actual windows around the place. Yes, and you could see outside. In the original release, it was just kind of a really small space where there were no windows at all. Yeah. Oh, there's that. And there was also a part where, when they were trying to save Han after he got frozen in carbonite, tried to save him from Boba Fett taking him to Jabba's palace. At one point, they're running past R2-D2. In the original release, it's just they're actually inside. Hide someplace. They're still inside the city or whatever. Or the building, yeah. In Bespin. And then later on, they changed it to where that part where they're running past R2 was kind of an outside part or something. Yeah. And another change that's been made is when Lando's making the announcement to everyone there that they should leave before more Imperial troops arrive. In the original release, they just showed Lando talking, and then in the 1997, they added in when Lando talks. It showed the people there actually paying attention and listening to him. So yeah. there's that. And, oh man. One of the stupidest changes right here. In 1997, and after Darth Vader tells Luke that he's his father, and then Luke falls down the thing, in 1997 they added in, as he's falling, him screaming. And that was just stupid. Yeah. And plus, that wasn't even Luke screaming. That was just the audio of the Emperor screaming from Return of the Jedi, yeah. And then, yeah, thankfully, George Lucas realized that that was pretty dumb change. And then in 2004, he decided to remove the scream. So, yeah. But that's kind of embarrassing. This kind of reminds me of when TNA moved Impact to Monday nights, and they weren't doing so well, and they decided to just move back to Thursday because yeah, it just didn't work. So yeah, there's that. And also, as Darth Vader heads back to the Star Destroyer afterwards, in the original release he tells them to bring his shuttle, and then it was later changed to alert the Star Destroyer to prepare for his arrival. And then as Lando, Leia, and Chewie are saving Luke from falling, in 1997 they added in like Vader's shuttle flying back to the Star Destroyer and then him arriving. Yeah. And also, in 1997, when Lando was opening the hatch, they added in an extra hatch at the top of the Millennium Falcon, so yeah. And yeah, that's pretty much all the changes I can think of that happened in The Empire Strikes Back over the years, so yeah. If there's any that I didn't say, just leave them in the comments and tell me what they are. Just like I said in my episode 4 changes video. Alright, so I hope you guys enjoyed this, so yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys later.